Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, grab the bug spray. A high number of positive tests have been reported for Eastern equine encephalitis. And get ready for fun. The Williams Farm Recreation Center is nearing completion. We'll take you inside. Plus, Beat the Heat. We'll tell you about a program that has residents staying cool. That and more coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Mickey Aceto. Thanks for joining us. Mosquitoes have been pestering humans since the beginning of mankind, and although they're small, the diseases they carry can sometimes be a threat to human survival. Much is the case with Eastern equine encephalitis, or EEE, a disease found recently in Virginia Beach.
We have 9 positive results for Eastern equine encephalitis, and this is very high for this time of year. During an average season, we only have about 6 positives. So the 9 in 2 weeks is very high for us in Virginia Beach.
The positive tests came back from the Blackwater area, West Neck Creek, and around Indian River and Elbow Road. Mosquito control has increased spraying in the affected areas. The disease is rare but potentially deadly in humans, and it can only be transmitted through the bite of a mosquito. So what does this mean for residents?
Residents should be aware. I don't think people should be worried, because if you're aware of what's going on, then you can take precautions to avoid mosquito bites, and that will protect you.
Here are a few more tips you can use to avoid those pesky bites. Wear long, loose, and light-colored clothing. Get rid of standing water in your backyard. Clean roof gutters and downspout screens. If possible, stay inside when mosquitoes are biting. Use insect repellent, preferably with DET, but make sure to read the instructions for proper use. Because of the unusually high number of recent positive tests in mosquitoes, city officials are ramping up their efforts to help protect citizens. Access reporter Veronica Coleman tells us how the Virginia Beach Mosquito Bureau works to control the mosquito population.
Every week, city employees start their day by setting traps, taking blood,
she's number 52,
and checking samples to help protect the citizens of Virginia Beach.
We've been testing chickens, sentinel chickens, and mosquitoes for about 10 years now for the presence of Eastern equine encephalitis and West Nile virus.
These viruses can damage the central nervous system in animals and, in rare cases, humans, which is why one group of employees from the Department of Public Works focuses on mosquito studies. They use an early warning system, chickens, to check for the disease.
Chickens are very good sentinel animals. They're out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they do get exposed to many, many mosquito bites. And so we very often, sometime during the season, find at least one chicken positive for Eastern equine encephalitis.
They also capture and test mosquitoes. And while they're rarely spread to humans, it's worth taking precautions against mosquito-borne diseases like West Nile virus and Eastern equine encephalitis.
We want to make sure that people are not out getting excessive mosquito bites. It is rare in the fact that since 1975, we have only had 5 deaths in the entire state of Virginia. Horses, it's much more prevalent. That's where people need to be aware of what's going on in the community, since we have a very large horse population in Virginia Beach.
And for the city, protecting the human and animal population is a year-round effort.
During the wintertime, what our guys do is we have a inventory of ditches, about 1,500 ditches throughout the city that we must clean and regrade. And it takes 4 to 5 years to get to all the ditches. But the fact of the matter is, the more standing water you can make move or eliminate, the more mosquitoes you have denied access to for breeding. That's the most permanent way to do mosquito control. No chemicals involved at all.
As temperatures move up, the Mosquito Control Bureau uses a different approach.
We have guys that go out in the various areas, which they do the larviciding, and that takes place as they spray chemicals in the standing water. They're in ditches in the fields that may be holding water.
The goal is to prevent mosquitoes from even making it to the adult stage, but there's no way to eliminate every larvae. But there is a last resort.
The last-ditch effort to control mosquitoes is adulticiding, where our trucks go out at night. We send trucks out to neighborhoods where we know adult mosquitoes are being a problem, and disperse a pesticide to kill the adult mosquitoes.
The Mosquito Control Bureau says you can help reduce infestations by eliminating standing water in your yard. Even a glass of water can serve as a breeding ground. But if things get too bad, you can call the Mosquito Control Hotline to request a spraying. For VBTV, I'm Veronica Coleman.
That mosquito hotline number is 385-1590. You can also find more information on vbgov.com. Virginia Beach School Board member Dr. Todd C. Davidson has stepped down from his duties effective August 1st.
31st day of
Davidson,
July,
re-elected to the board
2012.
in 2010, began
Todd,
serving
may
in
you and your
2006 as an at-large member. He's leaving the Hampton Roads area to take the pastorate of Antioch Baptist Church in Cleveland, Ohio. He currently serves as the senior pastor of Piney Grove Baptist Church in Virginia Beach. Davidson's school board term expires in December of 2014. At its July 31st meeting, the school board set the timeline for an appointment process. Because his resignation is more than 90 days away from a general election, the appointment of a successor will be a short-term one with a special election required to take place in November. The person who wins the special election will hold office through December 2014, the remainder of Davidson's original term. Families in the Bayside area are eagerly awaiting the grand opening of Williams Farm Recreation Center, a new rec center that has been in the making since 2004, and today it's close to completion. Construction is moving right along at the new Williams Farm Recreation Center.
This center, while it'll be 15% smaller, the space is designed much more efficiently and meets today's needs of our residents in Western Bayside and the city as a whole.
The 70,000 square foot facility boasts a spacious weight room, an indoor track, and double gymnasium. But the best part? The pool.
Williams Farm is going to complement our 6 centers very well. One of the main differences, probably the largest difference, is the pool. This pool is more of a leisure pool. It's a zero entry pool that will have a lot of leisure, family fun type of amenities to it.
Family fun things like a water playground, a 2-story slide, a rock climbing wall, and even an outdoor spray ground. There will also be 3 swim lanes for swimmers. Another bonus, this innovative custom skate park.
We have a tri-bowl, 7-foot depth, 10-foot depth, and 12-foot depth. We have a snake run, which for all intents and purposes is going to be an extremely smooth ride for the riders. And then we have a flat area with minor slopes for our street course area. And the design builder is incorporating different art features within those.
The building is also environmentally friendly and is the first green recreation center in the city.
Some of the features include, when the public comes in, they'll notice all the solar tubes. There's 48 solar tubes in the gym. So we're bringing a lot of natural light down into that space. A lot of vision glazing on the north side of the building so we don't pick up heat load during the winter time. We have interior light shelves. We have dimmable lights. We have a white membrane cap, white membrane roof that goes on top that helps reject a lot of the heat that comes to the building. All of our exterior lights attached to the building are LED.
Thanks to all those green features, the center will see a 30% savings in energy costs. The Williams Farm Community Recreation Center is located at 5252 Learning Circle. Construction will be completed shortly, and a grand opening celebration is scheduled in early fall of this year. Virginia Beach offers 6 recreation centers located around the city, each featuring a pool, weight room, and much more. Log on to vbgov.com/parks for membership information. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, the city is keeping qualified residents cool this summer thanks to a grant program. Don't go anywhere. We'll have that and more when we return.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. Plan to spend some quality time at the Princess Anne Area Library, located at 1444 Nemo Parkway, on August 18th for a morning of positive reading with therapy dogs from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Students can bring their favorite books or choose one from the shelves to practice reading skills while sharing a story with a furry friend. This event is open to students in kindergarten through 5th grade. Registration is required by calling 385-2610. Parents, the transition from elementary to middle school can be difficult socially and academically for some students. Virginia Beach City Public Schools Parent Connection will host a middle school transition workshop, making the most of middle school for parents of rising 6th graders on Thursday, August 23rd from 7 to 9 p.m. The session will take place at the Advanced Technology Center Theater, located at 1800 College Crescent, and will feature a panel of middle school experts who will provide tips on fostering academic and social success, navigating schedules and lockers, and address safety, adolescent development, and much more. Parents will be able to participate in a question and answer session meant to ensure that your middle schooler has the strong foundation and tools to meet with success. The workshop is free, but registration is required. Please call 263-1936 for more information or to register. Do you have a preschooler who will be 5 years of age by September 30th, 2012? If so, you will want to register your child for kindergarten at a Virginia Beach school in your neighborhood this month. Be sure to bring proof of residence, a certified birth certificate, have a physical exam report dated within 12 months prior to starting kindergarten, a current immunization record, your child's social security number, and be prepared to provide 2 emergency contact phone numbers. Check with your neighborhood school to set up an appointment to complete the registration. For additional information about kindergarten and the registration process, please visit the VBCPS website at vbschools.com. To learn more about these activities or to see a complete calendar of August events, visit the Parent Connection page of vbschools.com.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Mickey Aceto. Summer is here, and with sunny days comes hot temperatures. Even though the mercury is rising in Virginia Beach and everyone is feeling the heat, qualifying residents are staying cool, thanks to a program from the Department of Housing and Neighborhood Preservation. As the long summer days heat up, air conditioning units kick on. But for residents with broken AC units, a summer day can be unbearable.
If anyone is sweltering in their home and they have a medical condition that requires air conditioning, then certainly we're there to help them replace their system, their air conditioning system.
To help beat the heat, the Department of Housing and Neighborhood Preservation offers the Emergency Home Repair Program.
The benefit of this program is that it is, in fact, a grant program. So we are, in fact, giving them the equipment that replaces their defective units.
Now through September 30th, eligible households with a doctor's note stating that air conditioning is medically required may have their defective equipment replaced under the program.
The main qualification I already mentioned, of course, you must be a homeowner occupant for most of the program. The second qualification is that you would have to be 80% or below of the area median income.
The program is funded by grants from HUD. For more information, log on to vbgov.com/housing or call the 385-5760 number. The resort city prides itself on being one of the safest cities of its size in the country. By reducing crime and improving our highway safety, the police department helps us attain this goal. And as a result of the force's hard work, the department was recently honored. The Virginia Beach Police Department won top honors at the 2011 Virginia Law Enforcement Challenge for the best traffic safety program in the Commonwealth. The awards are based on traffic safety education and enforcement activities.
Our officers are going out there and they're doing the job that needs to be done in the area of traffic safety. They're arresting drunk drivers, they're writing or doing the enforcement that needs to be done in the areas, especially in the areas of speeding and occupant protection. Those are really big.
This is the 7th year in a row that the agency has taken the first place award in the state.
For a number of years in a row now, we've won state and national awards for our drunk driving initiatives. As a matter of fact, last year we were #1 in the nation. This year we're #1 in the state for our impaired driving. We're extremely proud of that. We're proud of the fact that last year we arrested over 2,500 DUIs, and we're on track to do the same number this year.
The Law Enforcement Challenge program focuses on 3 major traffic safety priorities: occupant protection, impaired driving, and speeding. And while we're on the topic of crime prevention and safety, the police department is looking for your help. Do you know any neighbors, kids, or communities that are dedicated to crime prevention? If so, then nominate them for a Crime Prevention Steering Committee Award. The deadline for nominations is September 28th. Forms can be found online at vbgov.com/Crime Prevention Steering Committee. The awards will be presented during a ceremony on October 24th. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, we'll take you to the Wahab Public Law Library, a one-stop shop for all your legal resources. And we'll introduce you to a local teenager who's making a big difference in our environment. That and more are coming up next.
Step back in time and learn the story of determined individuals who wanted more for their children. The Union Kempsville Museum tells the story of the first and only high school for African American children in segregated Princess Anne County. Located at the Renaissance Academy in Virginia Beach, the museum contains artifacts from the school's history like old photographs, athletic equipment, and prom queen crowns. Interactive features keep the stories of triumph alive. The school may be closed, but the legacy lives on. Come visit the Union Kempsville Museum, a story for all people.
Any questions?
What kind of service plan does this come with?
Unlimited.
Can I keep my same phone number? Does it have a camera? What's the warranty? Can I put my party shuffle on this?
Any questions?
No.
For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Mickey Aceto. Whether it's drawing up a will or filing for a name change, one thing is certain, legal issues can be confusing. But there is a public library that offers access to free legal information. Here's Access reporter Diana Cartwright with more.
What do the Virginia Law Review, National Law Journal, Federal Register, and American Law Reports have in common? They can all be found in a special venue, and they are available to you. Tucked away on the ground floor in a corner of the Virginia Beach Judicial Center is a place that would make even Perry Mason smile, a one-stop shop for legal resources. Come on, let's take a look.
This is the Wahab Public Law Library, and we are part of the Virginia Beach Public Library Department. We happen to be housed within the Judicial Center complex, but we are unique in that we specialize in legal resources.
Named for the late Circuit Court Judge, the Honorable Robert S. Wahab, Jr., the library provides free access to current legal information for employees of government agencies, the judiciary, members of the legal profession, and the public.
A lot of customers are referred to us by the clerk's office when they find themselves in a legal situation.
This could range from drawing a will, filing for a name change or a divorce, or maybe even fighting a speeding ticket. These are all resources available for your research so you can represent yourself or draft legal documents. A knowledgeable staff will work with customers and serve as a link to the collection. And what a collection it is.
And there you go. Thank you.
The Wahab Public Law Library print collection contains more than 12,500 items, including a strong collection of Virginia-specific legal materials.
Criminal law, family law, estate planning, contract law, A to Z, it's here and available to the public.
And because it's part of the city's public library system, you can return checked out materials, grab the latest audiobook or magazines. There's even a computer lab with internet access to assist you in your research.
We have Microsoft Office Suite where they can use Word or Publisher to draft their own documents, and of course our electronic legal resources.
Then there's this colorful little spot.
We have a very lively kids corner with puzzles and books and games, and they know that's their place. It's a safe place for them to wait for their parent or their grandparent, and sometimes it might be their first interaction with a library book.
The staff can do research for attorneys. However, they are prohibited from offering legal advice to the public, but they can recommend reliable resources.
We have a very rich website that we've linked to all of the pertinent legal web resources, so they could use that remotely.
The Wahab Public Law Library, a great resource for the public, attorneys, public safety officers, and judges, located on the ground floor of Building 10B at the Judicial Center. It's open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can call them at 385-4419. Email them at llstaff@vbgov.com or look for it on vbgov.com.
Staff cannot answer legal questions directly, but they'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. The Law Library has been a part of the public library system since 1971. Summertime for high schoolers, no books, no classes. That's when the living is supposed to be easy. Not so for a handful of students from the Legal Studies Academy at First Colonial High School. They spent a week as interns at the Mid-Atlantic JAG Corps.
Government, law, and ethics. And next year they study.
Just a taste of what these students experienced during the week-long visit.
Each student within the Legal Studies Academy is required to do 50 hours of professional internship. What we do here is allow them to come to the JAG office, interact with them on a day-to-day basis for a period for up to 50 hours.
Completed 50 non-paid hours of the 2012 Legal Studies.
Today was graduation day for these rising seniors, capping off a week full of fun and exciting assignments.
We bring them into the office, we introduce them to counsel, they sit in client meetings, they toured a ship this week, they spend time at the Naval Criminal Investigative Service where they got a forensics briefing.
Allowing these students to get a glimpse of life in the JAG Corps pays big benefits to the Navy.
The Navy gets a chance to expose what we do, how we do it, and the people we do it with to our local community. So the Legal Studies Academy has a bunch of aspiring attorneys, forensic specialists, criminal justice types, and just some really smart high school kids who may not know what we do as a Navy.
With BAH fraud, there's really no way somebody's going to take money and then pay it back. So
these legal beagles witnessed many careers during the week-long internship. Some have ideas of what they want in a career, while others are still exploring.
My experience here has been fun. I actually learned a lot more. When I came into it, I didn't want to be a lawyer, but I got a new, pretty much a new experience feeling what they did, sitting in with clients, and it was just a great experience overall. Although I don't want to be a JAG lawyer, I still want to do something military related. I plan on going towards searching for an ROTC scholarship and perhaps being a naval aviator.
But the most important part of the week was exploring future career choices.
What also benefits them here is they have an opportunity, because of our relationship with JAG, they have an opportunity to see how hundreds of people come together on a day-to-day basis and affect the lives in a positive way for thousands of people out into the fleet.
Not a bad way to spend a week this summer. If you want to find out more about the legal studies, log on to vbschools.com. Heroes. Who are they? We honor them for rescuing people from burning buildings. We credit them with saving lives. We praise them for scoring the winning touchdown. But what about heroes to the environment? Our next story puts the spotlight on a young man, a hero if you will, who's making a difference in the quality of water in our rivers and the ocean they feed into. On a quiet summer morning just off the banks of the Lynnhaven River and a stone's throw from town center, James Hemphill and some members of the Project Green team are getting ready for the day's work.
So right now we're sorting through, measuring, and taking data from an oyster float, which is kind of a way to regrow oysters, which historically have been filling the Lynnhaven, and they're an important filter and habitat in this area.
Growing oysters and improving the area waterways has landed James an impressive national award. He's a junior ocean hero.
So the award is the Oceana Ocean Heroes Award, and that award is for actions pertaining to the environment, especially ones that help the ocean. So my work with the oceans, including oyster restoration, Project Green Teens, working with businesses to reduce plastic bags, all of that accumulated and made it so I could be a nominee and eventually win the award.
These Green Teen members find and work on projects that make a difference in our parks, neighborhoods, and waterways, like this oyster restoration float.
So the first part is building the Taylor float, which is a rectangle PVC pipe of maybe 3-inch diameter, and then having a basket under it. And then you have the oysters in this bag right here, which kind of holds them and keeps predators out. And you put in about 1,000 baby oysters into the bag. They'll start out about 1 millimeter long, and then after a year they're almost 3 inches.
The green teens have also dived into dumpsters at Lynn Haven Middle, removed 2,300 pounds of trash in several beach cleanups, and their latest project has them working with grocery stores to reduce plastic bag consumption in Virginia Beach. So, how can you get involved?
Well, for someone who's trying to start their own project, start out small. Find a river or creek near where you live that's easily accessible and polluted, and really, that's an area where you can see the physical impact. If you start out by just conserving the ocean, you'll never be able to see the impact of your work. But by conserving a river or a creek, it's affecting the ocean, but you'll be able to see the effect of your work.
And as you can see, future career plans look bright for this young hero.
I'm not really sure. I definitely want to work with the environment. Maybe public policy, maybe working with other foundations like the Chesapeake Bay Foundation or starting my own. But it's definitely something with the environment and water that's my first love.
And while James has a few more years left at Ocean Lakes, his college plans are up in the air. William & Mary is a possibility due to its partnership with the Virginia Marine Institute. James Madison also has an environmental science program that he may apply for. If you'd like to get involved, log on to vbgov.com and enter Project Green Teen into the search field. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. But if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. For everyone here at VBTV, I'm Mickey Aceto. Thanks for watching.